Have you ever spent hours studying, only to realize later that you can't remember a single thing? It's frustrating, isn't it? You begin to question your memory, your focus, even your intelligence. But let me tell you something important. Forgetting is not a sign of failure, it's a sign of how we approach learning. Today, I want to share why we forget what we study and, more importantly, how to transform the way we learn. Let me start with a story from my own life. As a young monk, I had to memorize long scriptures, some of them stretching over hundreds of verses. At first, I struggled. I would read the same lines over and over, yet when my teacher asked me to recite them, my mind would go blank. One day, I confessed my frustration to him. He smiled and said, "You are reading with your eyes, but not with your heart." His words confused me at the time, but over the years, I realized their wisdom. Learning is not about cramming information, it's about connection, purpose, and mindfulness. So let's explore why we forget and how to change that. The first reason we forget is distraction. In today's world, we are surrounded by endless notifications, buzzing devices, and a constant stream of information. Imagine trying to pour water into a cup that keeps moving. No matter how much you pour, most of it will spill. Your mind is the same. When it is scattered, it cannot hold knowledge. The key is to create a focused environment. Find a quiet place to study, free from distractions. Turn off your phone, clear your space, and dedicate your time fully to the task at hand. When you give your mind the gift of stillness, it responds with clarity. The second reason is lack of repetition. Our minds, like streams, carve paths through repetition. If you read something once and never revisit it, it's like writing on sand, the words will fade with the next wave. Repetition is the mother of retention. But this doesn't mean blindly rereading. Engage with what you learn. Teach it to someone else, write it in your own words, or connect it to a story or experience. When knowledge becomes part of your life, it stays with you. The third reason is stress and pressure. Have you ever noticed that the harder you try to remember something, the more it slips away? That's because stress clouds the mind. It's like trying to see your reflection in a disturbed pond, it's impossible. Before you study, take a few deep breaths. Calm your mind. Remind yourself that learning is not a race, it's a journey. When you approach your studies with patience and curiosity, your mind becomes an open field, ready to absorb. Another reason is studying without understanding. If I ask you to memorize a random string of numbers, you'll struggle. But if those numbers represent your birth date or an important event, they suddenly become meaningful and easy to remember. The same applies to learning. Don't just memorize, seek to understand. Ask yourself, why is this important? How does it connect to what I already know? When you find meaning in what you study, it sticks. And then there's lack of mindfulness. Often, we study with our bodies present but our minds elsewhere, thinking about the past, worrying about the future. It's like trying to plant a seed in shallow soil, it won't take root. Practice studying with full presence. As you read, pause to reflect. Absorb each sentence, not as a task to complete, but as an opportunity to grow. When your mind and heart are aligned, learning becomes effortless. Finally, we forget because we don't rest. Sleep is essential for memory. It's during rest that your brain organizes and stores what you've learned. Without it, knowledge becomes like scattered leaves in the wind. Prioritize rest. Allow yourself breaks while studying and ensure you get enough sleep at night. A rested mind is a sharp mind. So, my friends, if you've been forgetting what you study, don't be discouraged. It's not about working harder, it's about working wiser. Create a focused environment, embrace repetition, seek understanding, practice mindfulness, and allow yourself to rest. Remember the scriptures I struggled to memorize. When I began studying with intention and presence, they became part of me, not just words in my mind, but truths in my heart. You have this power too. Your mind is capable of incredible things when you nurture it. So, approach your studies not as a chore, but as a gift. A gift to yourself, to grow, to evolve, to shine. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What helps you learn and remember? Let's inspire each other to grow together. And if you're ready for more wisdom on mindfulness, personal growth, and life's greatest lessons, subscribe to the Mindful Path TV. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Until we meet again, study with heart, live with purpose, and let your mind flourish.